Hello everybody! I am coming to you because we have this lovely little thing called Tutorial Thursday. I hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to pop on and talk a little bit today about taking that big leap, because the energy of July is all about movement and forward momentum, and it's going to get harder and harder to stay in something that no longer resonates with your truth. The universe is just pushing us all to move forward and step into our power and really live the life that we all came here to live. So things are going to get more difficult for you if you are not aligned with your truth. And so, ways to make that leap. I'll take you back to when I made the decision to start this journey of living in an RV full time and traveling and doing whatever. Prior to that, I really wasn't that into travel. I would always get super anxious before I go places, worried I'd forget things. Well, now I travel with my home and my art studio, so although I have left like our dual faucet thing at one campsite. So there have been a few things that we've left behind at different places, drove off and left there. But now I don't have that anxiety of leaving something or forgetting something as I hit the road. But I just had no idea that this would be my life. And that was, only what? Now it's been 3 years ago was the first time that I saw myself doing this and just kind of moving about and living wherever I wanted to live, showing my art when I get the opportunity, sharing my art and sharing the inspiration of this life with people all over the road. And I saw it in the dream. I woke up and I was just so filled with joy and excitement. And then I went, oh wait, but I have this relationship. Well, I had my house, I had my art studio, I had my cats, I had my dogs. I had so many responsibilities that I was like, oh, well, I can't really do that. It would be wonderful, but how could I do that? So I kind of brushed it aside and thought, oh, what a lovely dream I just woke up from. Well, then I went to a retreat, the Unstoppable Influence Inner Circle retreat in 2018, and by this time I had separated from my husband, and I said, you know what? I got to figure out who I am and what I'm really supposed to be doing in this life. And at this retreat, I went into meditation and I saw it again, myself traveling all over. And then in another, I heard, "Is Idaho your home?" And I went, oof, I don't know. Is Idaho my home? What does that even mean? So I took some time, I sat down, I journaled out, okay, if I'm supposed to do this thing, if this is supposed to be my life where I'm traveling around, I'm living on the road. At that point, I wasn't even thinking RV life. I just knew that I'd be moving about. What about my cats? What about my dogs? What about my studio? What about how the heck am I going to make money on the road? How am I going to do all of this? And I just put it in the journal, and then I wrote, if I am supposed to do this thing, show me 3 yellow birds in the next 7 days. And I'm in Florida at the time. Hadn't seen a single yellow bird in the 4 days I'd already been there. I knew I was going to be in Florida for another 4, maybe 5 days, and then I'd be back in Idaho. So I knew 7 days would give the universe time to show me those yellow birds. And I didn't specify. You can specify if you're asking for an animal, whether it's alive or an artwork depiction of the creature that you've asked to see or the sign that you've asked to see. I wrote it down. I let it go. It's out there. It's to the universe. Show me this thing if this is what I'm supposed to do. The very first day, nothing. No yellow birds. Not even anything. Well, no, I started seeing a lot of yellow. I was noticing everything yellow. I was like, ooh, nope, yellow flower. Ooh, nope, just a sign, and, noticing all the yellows. That's key. If you ask for a sign, make sure you pay attention and continue to look for it. And so the first day goes by, nothing. Next day, by the end of the day, when I laid down my head on my pillow, I had seen 6. The following day, as I was driving down to visit my brother, a little bit further down in Florida, I saw a huge yellow bird painted on the side of a semi-trailer. And I went, okay, all right. I've seen many live yellow birds. I've seen painted yellow birds. You have answered my question, universe. I guess I'm supposed to do this thing, but I was still kind of questioning it. And so I just was sitting there going, man, how in the heck am I going to do this? This is craziness. I don't even know what to do. And I started noticing the number 96 repeated everywhere. Suddenly I'm on Highway 96. Suddenly I'm seeing exit number 96. I'm seeing 96. The truck's number is 96. I'm seeing 96s all over license plates and on signs and all sorts of things. And so eventually I look up what angel number 96 is, and the point that I took from it, there's a lot there for the number 96, but the main thing is release material possessions. Something better is on its way. So at that point, I messaged my daughter, who's a realtor back in Idaho, and I said, okay, I guess I'm supposed to do this thing. This is what I asked for. This is what I got. And she goes, oh my gosh, Mom, the universe is screaming at you. You have to do this thing. And so I made the decision that day in May of 2019. And by the end of August, I had what is now my home. It is a toy hauler, and the back end's my art studio, and I have lived in almost every state in the lower 48. We still have, I don't know, maybe a dozen left to go, but we're getting there so close. Probably one more year and I'll have every state under my belt. So I don't know why that's a goal, but for some reason I feel compelled to roll through every single state that I can. So that's just a little instruction on how to ask the universe for a sign, and remember then to pay attention to those signs, because if you ask for it and then you don't look, then it's kind of pointless. The universe will keep showing you these things, and then it's like, they don't really care. They're not paying attention. So make sure you watch after you ask. I've had it happen numerous times. I use this. I actually used it before I had Jordan come and join me in this life. I asked for signs to show me that I should, in fact, have him come and join me. And of course, the universe gave me those signs, and we've had a wonderful life for almost 2 years together now. So it's been quite lovely. For those who aren't aware of the journey that I've been on prior to my big joyous leap in 2019, I had taken a few other small leaps. I left my full-time teaching position and jumped into my art career. And so there were a few little things along the way, and I had started really building my tools to prepare myself for a massive crash in 2018. And I hit a rock bottom that was so low that I really didn't think I was going to survive. And it was because the reality that I knew had been smashed to smithereens, and I didn't know what was real anymore. But because I had taken all of that time to get myself many tools under my tool belt, and I had built a community of people and had many people that loved me and followed me and reached out to me when I hit that crash, I was able to focus on healing instead of focusing so much on the pain. Now, that's not to say that I was not in a dark, dark place. I definitely went through the darkest night of my soul, as people call it. There were a couple of times where I was definitely saved by unforeseen forces. They kept me safe so that I did not do myself any harm. And I had many people that surrounded me to keep me here and let me know that there's more beyond the pain. And so I went from that very dark space, and from honestly all of my life up until 2019, when I finally had a major awakening, not just a bit, big time. I always saw death as a way to solve my problems. And so now I can help others work their way out of that deep, dark place. So I would love to help you, and I have a wonderful journey that I have already gone through once with a small group of people, and we have a group building already. It begins July 10th. It is 21 days of finding fulfillment, and I will teach you all the tools that helped me work through all of those things, all of the traumas of my past, and still help me to work through triggers as they come up now, because we're unfortunately never completely without triggers. But it showed me, and I can show you, how to go from living a life that you just are barely surviving to living a life where you love it and you're joyful and you are thriving and really enjoying this existence, because that's what we're here for. We're here to show Source what it's like to experience joy, to experience love, and live a wonderful, adventurous, joyful existence. We'll put that link in the comments. If anyone's interested, please do join us. I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye, guys.